What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Raw Hammer Black. Now, I've been getting a lot of comments and messages about how I'm not reviewing or comparing any of the lower performance balls. So that's why I went ahead and got this Raw Hammer Black. So if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Then if you like this jersey or any of the jerseys in any of my videos, coolwick.com, use my promo code MOTIVELU10. That'll get you 10% off your entire order. So the Raw Hammer Black is in the lower mid-performance category. The color is solid black. It's a symmetrical core. It's the Raw Hammer core, which in 15 pounds has an RG of 2.53, which is on the higher end, and a differential of 0.38. So it's going to be on that medium low category as far as differential. And then the cover stock is the juiced solid cover that comes out of the box at 500, 1500, 3000 Sire micro pad. So it's not a lot of surface on this bowling ball. And then with the layout, I went with my standard layout, which is 50, my standard symmetrical layout, which is 50 by 4.5 by 30. So what I'm looking for out of this ball is something that's going to allow me to play a little bit straighter on the house shot. That's also going to be very, very smooth, very predictable. And that's what I'm hoping I see out of this ball, because here at South Point especially, there's a lot of friction, and on the fresh, things tend to be a little bit too boomy. So that's what I'm hoping I see out of this ball. Then down below in the description, I have a link where you can order your very own Raw Hammer Black if you like what you see, or literally anything bowling related through Bowlersmart. Bowlersmart is a direct sponsor and supporter of this channel. So using those links directly helps support the channel to keep seeing more videos, keep seeing the growth that we're seeing out of this channel. So guys, please, if you like what you see and you're going to order anything on Bowlersmart anyway, just go through my link for the support. I'm going to take you guys out on the lanes now so that we can see what this Raw Hammer Black is all about. So the first 5 shots there are done, and the one thing that I'm seeing right away is that this Raw Hammer Black is that typical lower mid performance ball where it's very, very smooth, but if you get it into the friction, it's gonna jump. Being that it's a weaker cover and then a very high RG core, it's gonna see the friction and it's gonna go. So on the fresh, I got it, but what I do like is that on the fresh, I have to keep it a little tighter, meaning not throwing it into the friction, and then the cover is strong enough to handle that, because other balls in this tier that I've thrown in the past, when I get it right, they boom, and when I get them in the oil, they absolutely sail. Now, I don't know if this solid one is going to be a whole lot different than the pearl or the hybrid that come polished, but this solid one for sure can handle the juice a little bit in the middle part of the lane, at least from a little bit straighter like I started. So now we're going to move a little bit further left and see what the limits are of this ball, to see if, as we move left, if I'm going to have to create more and more angle, and when it's going to stop coming around the corner, if it does. But so far, I like what I see. I honestly think that this would be a really good ball to go to on the fresh when there's a lot of friction down lane. But also, I think it'll be a ball that I can step down to when I don't necessarily want to move left and create more shape. When I want to just ball down and stay in the same part of the lane, I really think that this Raw Hammer Black will be that ball. So let's get back on the lanes. Yeah, see, that's weak. Oh! Okay, so that Messenger 10 that missed is is pretty disgusting because that it should have been like, I don't know, like an 8-bagger I should have right now, but because that wicked messenger that missed. But there is some things to take away from those last 5 shots that I threw. The first 2, I kind of got them going right a little bit just to see. And once I got into a little bit more oil and projected it right, it really struggled to come around the corner. And I think that's where that lower mid-performance category comes into play. Weaker core, not as strong as a cover, that doesn't have a whole lot of surface. So it's not going to be able to handle those really large angles migrating through all that oil. But the next 3 shots in that group, I got them in a little bit more up the lane, and as you can see, it handled the oil really, really well, and it looked really good. So there's definitely some things to take away from that, positive things. Obviously, you know, like getting them right and it not shaping, you could see it as a negative, but because this ball is not designed to do those kind of things, you can't really take that as a negative. So I really like this. I think this is going to be a really good option on, like I said, those places that have a lot of friction when you're experiencing a lot of early hook, and maybe you just need something to get through the fronts a little bit more that's not going to boom down lane. You guys know what I'm about to say. I like what I see. Let's get back on it. Oh, see, that was a bad shot, and I got rewarded. Yep, if I get it right, no chance. All right, so that last shot especially is the only one that I got going right, and I 2-8'd, absolutely no chance. But when I kept it in front of me, kept the angles a little bit more closed, even on this fresh house shot, it looked really good. Now, the thing about house shots is that the largest concentration of oil is in the middle part of the lane, which is why a lot of times you experience extreme over-under, where you get it right and it hooks a ton, you miss left and it don't hook at all. It's a really big problem when bowling on house shots. And the fact that I'm moving this far left with this weak of a ball and it's handling that oil and still getting through the pins, it's a really good thing. I think this will definitely be in the bag for league. I might even try to throw this on the fresh, just something that's going to be able to handle that friction in the back part of the lane. And I think that's what I'm liking the most about this ball. If I can compare it to another ball, I would say it's like a little bit weaker of a version of the Web Pearl, which you guys saw, I don't know, a couple videos ago, whenever that was. But the Web Pearl is like a very strong, smooth pearl. And this seems like a little bit of a step down from the Web Pearl, which is a good thing because I really like that ball. Oh, get lucky. That's the first time that I get the ball going. Well, this is typically the part of the video where I start to say, oh, the ball doesn't look that good, blah, 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 too far left, too much shape. This ain't one of those balls. I think I found, finally, the ball that's gonna handle the friction. And that I'm not afraid to move left and keep my angle shut down, and not afraid that it's gonna overhook. And then I think it was like the 3rd or 4th shot, I got it going right. And that's the first time that I got it going right and it actually went through. I mean, it didn't go through the pins all that great, but it's the first one that I got right that struck. And I think it's because as I move left, I'm coming a little bit more around it and a little bit lower ball speed, and it's making it so that if I get it right, it'll hook a little bit, but if I get it in, it's not gonna overhook like some of the stronger balls. So I'm gonna keep moving left, keeping my angles a little bit more shut down. doesn't. So I think we're finally getting into the spot on the lane where maybe it's not going to look all that great, because now it's traversing through a lot more oil, but I still went 4 for 5. And the one thing I do want to point out about this video, the video on the Obsession Tour, my physical game is finally, Jesus Christ, finally developing to a point where I feel comfortable. And I've been posting more and more shots, not falling off to the right like I used to a whole lot. So I do attribute some of the strikes to that. But this ball on friction, I've said it a bunch of times already in this video, this ball on friction with my game is a match made in heaven, it seems like. So now that we've established that it looks pretty good, even as we move further left and keeping our angles a little bit more shut down, and I have been striking a ton in this video, I'm gonna move back right to a spot on the lane where I think this ball will really shine before we get into that versatility test, because I wanna see what happens when I move back right. If I'm gonna encounter early friction, is it still gonna go through the pins? Hopefully in these next 5 shots, all those questions will be answered for me and for you guys. Let's get back to it. Jimmy! Got that right. Oh. Oh, bad shot. Jeez. So this right here is a perfect example of using the right ball on the right conditions equals magic, because I think I struck more in this video than in any other video that I've done. Maybe not by a considerable margin, because when I reviewed the Obsession Tour Pearl, I struck a bunch, but I'm pretty sure I struck more in this video than I did with the Obsession Tour Pearl. Now I don't think that this ball is better than the Obsession Tour Pearl. I think the Obsession Tour Pearl is a better ball. I just think that for this situation, this condition that I was in, it was a perfect match between my game, the house shot that's on the lanes, the amount of friction on the lanes. It was a perfect match. I mean, I think off the top of my head, I missed, let's see, the Messenger 10, I 9-pinned, and I think I 2-8'd, and I think that was it. So I think I struck 27 out of 30, and now we're gonna get into the versatility test. I'm gonna throw 3 shots from 3 different zones to see if this ball is versatile or not. Zone 1 will be from 15, 25, and 35. To me, it almost doesn't matter what happens in this versatility test, because I already know that this ball is versatile, based solely on what I did the last 30 shots, because I struck a ton from all different parts of the lane. So let's see what happens. So for the versatility test, it looked pretty good from all 3 zones. Zone 1 was definitely on the high side, but it seems like almost everything goes high from zone 1. But it struck from zone 1, looked phenomenal from zone 2, looked really good from zone 3. This is another one of those balls that I'm gonna add to the list of A+ in the versatility category. So guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video reviewing the Raw Hammer Black. I say this in every single video. If you guys would please use the link in the description to order your very own Raw Hammer Black or any other bowling ball, anything bowling related. If you're already going to order it online, take the 1 extra click to go through my link. It helps support the channel. Till next time.